It's, bro. I hate this, bro. Is this one even live either? I highly doubt this one's up. Because I'm not seeing it. Okay, there we go. There we go. Finally. Sheesh. Dude, I was trying to connect OBS to the stream and it's like, no, we're not doing that. It kept starting a new stream even though I was selecting this one. Ugh. Anyways, thank you, Stevie. Thank you, everybody, for coming over here because I don't know what I'm doing, right? I was trying to connect OBS. Yeah, I'm watching myself on YouTube. Thank you, Stevie. All right, whatever. We got to figure it out. Honestly, almost didn't even go live tonight, but whatever. Okay. How's everybody doing? Lydia. All right. Hello, Stevie. Hello, Henry. Hello, Neil. Hello, Gareth. And hello, Cheetonator. Hello, Robin. Okay. Get it together. Who is Lydia? I am an amateur. I really almost didn't even go live today. Anyways, I'll talk about this soon. I got an awesome gift from Stacy, but I got some of these blinked out. I have auto ISO on, so forgive me for that. All right, that should be better. Go back up. Okay. So I have a couple of these. I blinked out some more, and I did another blade shape. So I did this like kind of sheep's foot. I need to thin this out a little bit. These are a little thicker because after heat treat I need to get all the scale off anyways, so I'm not going to do final shape like I did on these. So these are going to be thinner. But so now I have a bunch of these. Let's see, I'll do it this way. Have a bunch of these ready to go. So I should have 2 of each of these ones. And then there's 2 of the big ones. And then I have 1 new one. So when I drill these holes, these will have the lanyards in them. Hello, Ramses. And then I did the community vote. Who is Lydia? What is this? Where's this coming from? But anyways, this is the community vote model. So yeah. And today I got some handle material in for the Hadros. I wanted to see if I could make scales. So far all I got done today were the holes drilled and the material uh roughly thinned out. Um the the handle thickness was like over half an inch, and so this is about 0.101, so that's a lot to hog off. And yeah, so hopefully I can get them really flat and close to this thinness, but then I'll do some test fitting, of course, and see if I can actually make uh, the scales. So we will see. But anyways, it's going well so far. I did end up doing all the holes. My drill press, the chuck wasn't small enough for this hole, which is the same for the pocket clip, and I had to improvise, and I ended up using the chuck that comes with the Dremel. So I had to put it in that one, and then that was able to hold the small drill bit. So super sketchy, but it worked out. And yeah, I'll be placing the orders tomorrow for uh the Hadroses, by the way. So if you don't order tonight or tomorrow before I make the order, then it's going to go into the next round. So usually it takes them about a week to ship out. Depends on everything. But yeah, so I give it like maybe 3 or 4 days for shipping, and then it'll only take me probably maybe 2 hours on each knife. Depends on the acid stonewash, how that goes. Maybe 3 hours per knife, and then of course I can ship them out. So yeah, not exactly 2 weeks, but I only took in the 2-week consideration for the pre-order and the shipping. So I'm gonna order a few extras, that way I have stock, and then I can just order more. But I should have some in stock after this, so after tomorrow. What's up, Maddie? How many orders did y'all get? I got 7 so far. I wanted to get 10, but I got 7, which is pretty good. So, but yeah, and then if you don't want the modded one, you can just get a normal standard Hadros. So I have all the variations on my website, but there's no black micarta. They only have the brown and the olive green micarta is available. So, but yeah, I have all the variations available, and then if you just want the standard one, that's fine too. So yeah, check that out for sure. So yeah, so tomorrow, and I'm getting sandpaper tomorrow, so I'll be able to flatten these out, and then even on my platen, I couldn't get these dead flat back here. there's like a spot that I couldn't get out for some reason. So with the rough sandpaper, I'll be able to get it nice and flat on my surface plate. So that's cool. Then I'll drill these up, and then I'll probably have these sent out to Shane um, when I ship out the or probably sooner. I wanted to do it Monday, but um, I might wait and just do it this week. But these are definitely going to go out this week. That's the goal, and then I can have them back and ready to go. So I got these mixed up. This is the canted one. This is this one, but it's got a lot more belly. So yeah, you can see the scribe lines. So I still have a lot to remove once it's heat treated. Then I can't wait to hand grind or hollow grind these things. Pretty excited, but I'm kind of worried. I also ordered a bunch of belts. So I have a bunch of new belts coming in. That way I'm able to hollow grind these and go up to, the appropriate grits step by step. And yeah. So very excited. Ron Crow, hello. Ground Fog, howdy. You got to get these deep gouges out too. But pretty excited with how these are turning out so far. We'll see. We'll see once I start doing the grinds how many will be worth selling. Ooh. Today when I was doing the scales, my thumb slipped because it caught the scale, and so it slipped out from under my thumb, and I jammed my thumb into the grinder. So luckily it was only going 36%, almost 40%. So nothing happened. Thank goodness. But it did not feel good. Help with gadgets, what's up? Jim, howdy. You are going to heat treat before bevel, right? Yes. What about sharpening tools? Might want to carve that in first. I might do sharpening toils. It's hasn't really crossed my mind for these particular models because of how nice I got this. The initial choil, if it was more shallow, then I would think about doing an actual sharpening choil, but we'll see. I'll think about it, but probably not. So yeah, but I do like the way this one turned out. Do you think if I had to use a polishing compound and my Dremel with the soft buffing pad, if I use the right polishing? Gareth, I have no idea. Um, I don't think. I mean, maybe I have no idea. You'd have to get into like sharp. I don't know. That's a sharpening question. I'm not a sharpener. I don't like mirror edges, but I can do it because I have a KME and I have like microns and stuff like that. But uh, I don't know about the Dremel, but I don't see why not. If you got it up to a fine enough grit, like, if you went all the way up like 600, 800, or 600, 1200, and then went into microns, then yeah, I'm sure you could buff it. But yeah, I have no idea. I have a Keras Proto in to review. Very cool knife, sir. Thank you. Yeah, I've been in your chat or your lives, and I've seen it. Right? I think so. If not, I'm sorry I'm mistaken, but I'm glad you like it. I have this is a production one. It's very forward moving, but it's not little, but it's a cool little knife, It's not big. What are the handle materials going to be for these, or handle materials for the Hadros? Rob's Nerdy's Knives was saying the Keras is the best artisan knife he's reviewed. Oh. Well, it's very very high, what's the word? It means a lot because there's a lot of artisan knives, so that means a lot. What's up, Kevin? How are you? Hey, Todd. I got these ceramic stones on my land ski, and I used these straps, so I was thinking going even more. Yeah, I don't see why not. High praise. Thank you, Ron. Yes, that is very high praise. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's cool. I'll have to. I know he was talking to me about it when he was looking at them, but I didn't know if he had got one, so I'll have to watch his live and check it out. But yeah, it's very high praise. So what else? Oh, so Artisan is announcing the winner of the Droma. They told me tonight, but I'm sure it's going to be tomorrow. So that's very exciting. I'm assuming that the artist spotlight is over for me, and assuming they're moving on to the next. So we shall see. So I appreciate all you guys that commented on that post, by the way. And what else? All right, I got an awesome mail call. This was a surprise to me because I had no idea it was coming. Yes, let's scratch all the knives you sanded. Anyways, so Stacy sent me this stuff, which is awesome. I'm going to include them on some of the, well, not some, but on the next orders that I'm doing, or whatever. I always put stickers in, so I'll be putting some of these in as well. But she gave me a couple Be Up stickers, and I've never had any of these. So that's pretty cool. Um, so yeah, Be Up was a Jason Brown thing, and I'm pretty sure I met him once. Um, at one of the shows. Uh, with Stevie. I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure I remember that. So that's pretty cool. And then I got these cool stickers as well. And I love the purple with the lime green. And like I said, it was very surprising to me. I wasn't expecting any of this stuff, but I really dig this. And here's some other uh, colors. It's red and black. And it's got snake skin, which I have pet snakes or a pet snake. So that's why I do snake stuff. So I thought that was a pretty cool surprise. And then I got two of these as well. So, but yeah, very awesome little uh mail call. Like I said, I wasn't really expecting these. So, pretty awesome. I love these, of course, but this one's pretty cool too. Like I said, I've never had a Be Up sticker, so pretty awesome. And then this is a like a tin sign or a metal sign. I'll be hanging this up in my shop, but wanted to show that off as well. Pretty sweet. Oh, and these two. Which this is my original logo, by the way, for those that don't know. Blade Show 2023. Jason Nego's art. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I met him because I'm pretty sure I saw y'all in line. Anyways, very awesome to have that, though. He talked to you about the forests. Mixed berry squares. Sounds really good. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I'm glad I can at least remember that because I can't remember a lot of stuff from my concussion. So let's do our what did we carry this, I guess, this week. So this week I've carried my original Forest V2 or original Forest V1. I'm going to say V2. And then I've carried my Spectra. Wow, that's a poor one to show off. I need to get that one refinished. So Spectra, and I have been carrying this as well for the last week. So that's pretty cool. I don't carry folders when I'm grinding knives because I don't want to get like metal dust in there or any kind of debris in my pivots. So I have a fixed blade that's in the shop, and that's the custom Jake McCoy knife. Sorry, Jason's his daddy. I carried my Grit City Fixie, but I had my Hadros all day. Very nice. I appreciate that. Yeah, if I can get these scales to fit, I'll let you know for sure. I need to figure out if I can get thinner stock because hogging off that much material is crazy, and it clogs the belts, which is fine, but I've gone through like 2 belts. The Matt D. I need to fix the busted tip on my Hadros. You still haven't done that? Matt, if I send you the Anzo pen to anodize, can I send you the Spectra so that you can refinish this? Because it's got scratches everywhere. Hog, hexhog, hexagonal, octagonal. Today I got my pickled steel warhog, PS Faden, cold steel verdict, and my North Mountain Kraken with my Leatherman tie charge and a Wubin X4. What is a PS Faden? What's that? Oh, pickled steel Faden. Okay, never mind. Um, cool. Yeah, I carried this mostly when I went out, but I always forget I have this. It's just too cool. Too cool. I carried my ZT0640 with the J Dizzle scales. Nice. You have my address. Just give me a heads up. Do I have your address? Um, I carried the Kaiser Phoenix. Very nice. Yeah, I should carry stuff that's not mine, but you know how that goes. I had a detent ball fall out, and I'm thinking I'll write up something on my drill press and rest another in. Um, no, I mean I think you can do it that way. Uh, if you turn your drill bit upside down, um, that way you have the flat of the drill bit. Oh yeah, that's true, Matt. And then you need washers or something uh to cover the the detent hole. That way you don't overshoot it. So uh but yeah, you can, I'm pretty sure you can if you can get enough, you know, force behind it. Uh Leatherman Surge and accessories SOG Power Pint. Those are nice. Sac Fieldmaster Cold Steel 8010, Real Steel Pathfinder, Civivi Elementum 5th Pocket, SPK Sasquatch Rex 21, Olight I3T, and an Arcfield UV, and a Forest Tank. That's quite the carry, Todd. Very nice. I carried my large and cozy that I bead blasted, and J Dizzle made me some low profile emerald glass inlays. Oh, that's sick. My carry today at the dentist. Jeez, that's a lot to carry for a dentist. Yeah, Kevin. So the main thing is like the farther the detent ball is out, the harder the detent is going to be, as well as the tension, of course, on your lock bar. But if it's too shallow, you're gonna have a very light detent because the main thing is, you know, the flat blade, and then the blade falls in there. So the deeper it is, there's gonna be a lot of clipping hand gestures. So yeah, normally what you do is you put a very thin washer. I don't know the thickness. It's probably um like a 10, what is it? I don't want to be wrong. More than likely I will be. But you get a washer, and you want to make sure it's about, I want to say a little more than 50%, maybe like 2/3 into your lock. I'm sure there's videos, but yeah, you don't want to, but you don't want it to be where it'll just fall out again. So you want to press fit it nice. If you talk to Paul Might, uh, he does detent repairs or replacements. So the detent is 1/16. If it's the same size as the one that you're replacing, it probably might just fall out again unless that one wasn't in deep enough. Because the steel, it squishes around the ball. So you have to go up another size. Typically. But I have one Forest that has a cracked detent ball. So um yeah, you just put it on top, and that way when you're pushing the drill press down, it doesn't go past um that height. So yeah, I'm sure you'll figure it out. But that's the gist of it. Yeah. So what do y'all think about this model so far? Think the handle should be bigger because it's kind of fits my hand, but I do have small hands, and I would want it to fit an average hand. But ergonomic wise, it's pretty neutral. It's got the tiny flare out, but everything else is pretty neutral. Could use a longer handle. Okay. Yeah, I think it's relatively small. Excuse me. Yeah, when I was grinding it, I was thinking it could be a little longer, which I could shorten the blade up and go with the bigger choil. Like, obviously, I wouldn't go farther down this way, but I could bring this out. My microphone is right in my Zoom. No, I don't have a. So I could bring this out this way. But of course, that's not going to show. I need a pencil. Or not. Something like that. Sorry, it's 1/8, so I bought some 1/8 and 3/16, so one of those will work. Not all of us are trying to bring the ring to Mordor. Or is it 1/16, 3/36? 64s. What's up, Goondocks? Yeah, I need a pencil. I don't have one. What size is this? 01. That's fine. There we go. That should be fine. So the handle on this one is probably right under 4 inches. I think here to here here to here is probably 3.5, maybe a little less. So I could go like that. Would that look okay? This is a 3.5-inch blade though. Pens only. Thank you, Matt. Pens only. Well, these are markers. Is that okay? So I think that would look pretty good though, still. And then with a 3-inch blade, 3 1/4 handle fits my hand. 1/16 and 3/32. Maddie needs a 2-inch choil per finger. It's perfectly average. Maybe I'll make another one and a slightly maybe thinner. I'm gonna thin this out a tiny bit. Just a smidge. After heat treat though, I'm gonna bring all this down. I might even sharpen this up a bit so it looks more aggressive, just a tiny bit. And then, like I said, I'll thin this out as well. I'll probably just go down the whole thing like a 16th and just take all that out just off the spine. Not this part, but just this whole area. So it'll be pretty sweet. Stacy, hello. I just showed off all the stuff you sent. Pretty amazing surprise. So thank you for that. Joseph, hello. But yeah, so I think being thinner will also help in the ergonomic section as well. It'll kind of make it more, I don't know. It won't feel as small, I think. So, anyways. So I can't wait for Shane to get these. I really hate the fact that he's injured. Obviously he can't help that, but I hate the fact that I'm like, hey, I'm gonna send you this, and could you do it? You know what I mean? Like, I feel bad that I'm like, doing that. But he's the only one I know that can heat treat, or well, that is heat treating this, and so obviously when he gets it, that'll be at his, you know, on his time. So there's no rush there. But then I can start working on the next ones. So I'm gonna start getting like a rotation going. But they're looking pretty good, I think. Toot my own horn. But obviously this is the easy part. The hard part is gonna be everything else after this. The grinding, the handles, the fit and finish, the kydex. Jesse, hello. Neil, good night. Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing choils, like integrated choils on these, like on the forests, because I mean, you could just uh make the handle longer. You know what I mean? So that's just my opinion, though. All right. I feel like those are gonna fall. I'm gonna show this knife off because I haven't showed it off in a while. But I'm still holding this one hostage. Maybe I shouldn't say that on stream, but so this is the Holt Outlaw. Um, Kevin, I'm not selling them yet because I have to know if they're gonna turn out, any good. If they turn out good, I'll probably do a first come first serve, but I will make an announcement. It's just not gonna be. It won't just be thrown up on the website. Um, so yeah, I'll definitely make an announcement and post about it. That way everybody knows, and I'll be sure to post it on here as well on YouTube when I'm doing it. So yeah, this is a big knife. Do you still need help with your gadgets, or can I close out your help ticket? Yeah, Holt Outlaw. Oof. In Fafnir Damasteel. Golly. It's like a 5-inch handle. And I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is Zircuti, just monochromed. And then it's got crystallized titanium hardware. But I think this is a Zerk pivot and Zerk hardware. But the pivot itself is, or I mean the pivot collar, I should say, is not, because you can see. Let me zoom in. Ooh, fancy. So you can see it's got like that crystallized thing going on. All right, could you focus? So it's got like that crystallized look going. Um, but all right, let's check that out. Very zoomed in. Okay. Well, Matt, I have Burger King hands, so we have to keep that in mind. And just like that, all my lighting is gone. So, yeah, it's crazy how smooth this is. But yeah, I think it's a 5-inch handle and like a 4-inch blade. It's pretty beefy. What happened? Oh, there we go. But it's gorgeous. Yeah, it is not mine. Enhance. I know. I tried to do it 10 times, but it won't let me do 10 times zoom. I wish I like the clip, like the fact the clip is just titanium, but I think if it was at least, I don't know, Zerk, maybe that's just me. Who am I to question the Holtz? But I'm just saying. But it's only in my possession to take photographs. I'm not reading that one out, Todd. That's funny though. But yeah, this thing is pretty epic. Um, and the milling on the clip matches the milling on the body. Isn't that cool? Unnecessary zoom. Yeah, this thing is sweet. I was trying to use my 24 millimeter before I started, because I like the 24 like focal length. So it would be like right there probably. So you don't get like a very crazy depth, but I can just focus it. But the main reason I wanted to use it is because I can get super bright and not have to worry about bumping up the ISOs. But anyways, I'm looking into getting a 34. I'm looking into getting a 34 millimeter lens, prime lens. These are sharp. Aaron Brockovich is my name. Then you call me Scarface Norton Mountains. So yeah, I want to get another lens. I like my 50 mil, but it's just too much. So I think 30, 35, 34 would be pretty good. Yeah. All right. This guy's going away, but I wanted to show that off because I haven't messed with it in a while. This is the tale of Tony Montana. Does anybody want to buy this? I'm just kidding. It's got scratches on the pivot. I like this knife a lot, but it's not worth the price. In my opinion, it's not worth the price I paid. But it's really nice. Maddie, you forgot his little friend, though. Am I the little friend? Post that on Blade Binge yet? I did, and then I took it off. I like Blade Binge. I like the idea of Blade Binge. I like it to go look at things, but I personally don't like to post things. It's not hard or anything. I feel like getting contacted through emails is, I get enough emails as it is with everything, and I don't check my personal email that much, so I just not can't be bothered to wait for an email. So Michael Bolton is a major. I like Michael Bolton. Well, I like 2 songs. So yeah, and I haven't I've been too lazy to post it up on Instagram too, so I haven't done it yet. I will say the making Making these scales is not easy. They're so thin. And I think I made when I tried to put um one of the scales on the wood, it the hole was just barely misaligned. Good night, Tommy. Not a fan of BB. I just get upset at all the ridiculous prices. Try Craigslist. Oh. You know, I want to try the try listing on. Don't the knives go on the back, like the back listings? Is that what they call it? Is that where knives go? I'm gonna try that. You know what I mean? Show many guys on there buying cheap and selling high like they do 20%. Yeah. I saw some clones on there and it's like I don't think I mean that definitely shouldn't be allowed, but I mean it's not my website. I wouldn't allow that though. I would have to warn the seller if they do it again, then I would just ban their account. Which maybe they have been warned, but Backpage that got banned. Oh fudge. I don't like Blade forums. I think they tried to charge, like, aren't they charging for accounts, like, to even get on Blade forums? And Reddit's just. I'm too lazy, Cheeto. I can't do that. I can't write my name on a piece of paper with the date every time I want to try to post a knife for sale. And then, you know, I don't have vouches on Reddit. So then that's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. The back pages got banned, huh? Oh, $10 a year. That's not bad. But still, I remember when it used to be free. So the material I got to test is ebony wood. It's got a lot of brown in it. It's pretty cool. But I'm hoping I can get the pattern or the grain to show really well. So I'm gonna polish it once I get it the sandpaper tomorrow. I'm probably going to finish up the scales and then polish them super high. And I've got 57 swipes on there. I hate everyone lowballing. We all know the market is down and people still suck about it. As protection, did plan to get ghosted. Yeah, I mean that is true. Blade Bench is really good. I do like it. I like I said, I just can't be bothered to post and then wait for an email, which is not that big of a deal, but I get too many emails as it is and keep track of all this stuff. Try starting your own site. Buy lydiasknives.com. I don't get this Lydia thing. This action sucks. What is happening in there, mate? I posted stuff up, but then it's on off the site. Well, yeah, there's always that option too, but I'm gonna start communicating with you solely via email. Yeah, I had somebody email me yesterday, which we know him. He's in the live streams and stuff. It's not a big deal, you know. And he was just saying, he likes the Hadros and things like that. It was very, very kind words. But it's like, man, I like Instagram. Like, just message me on Instagram. You see what I mean about that? Acid making stuff like yellow. I don't know how to prevent that. No, he wasn't asking for a free one. He was just saying how much he liked it, in that it was my first, or he didn't remember that I had designed it or something along those lines. It was pretty cool. So talk to me like Lily do. Here we go, mate. Oof. Can we do it? There we go. Use LSD as your acid. It helps not to see this discoloration. That is true. Could do that. I'm asking Maddie to give away his Arius. Jesse said he's doing a pinch makeup. I thought Maddie just had hot dog, knives, and bell songs. The Eurythmics, yes sir. I have that song stuck in my head, which is a great song, but it's stuck in my head. So, not complaining. I'm just saying. Well, that's a lot better, but NFK20. New here, but glad I made it. Hello, NFK20. I've seen you in the lives. Not mine, but I mean, I've seen you in other lives. Well, that's a lot better. Yeah, she's pretty good. My brother's mom's a huge Annie Lennox fan. hopefully the new ones that I do, the blades are a little better because on on this particular one, I had already acid stone washed it and then sharpened it. So that shortened the blade up a tiny bit. But then redoing or adding this like recurve in it and then resharpening it took a little bit more off. So just doing it one time is going to be better than doing it twice, obviously. So it's not a lot, but it's enough. It's enough. Try not to clack these together. Ooh, sorry. I think this would look pretty cool with just the satin hawkbill. Right. Fighting cast shadows here. This is not that green in person, by the way, because it looks pretty green on my stream. If I had to guess, it's like that, but less saturation. Ooh, Good night, Stacy. What else? I'm trying to think if there's anything new. Spoke about the knives a lot. Like I said, I'm getting sandpaper, so I should be able to get these very flat. Um, I need to figure out what handle materials I want to do on these little fixies, excuse me. Which I'm thinking about buying some Gicarda probably. Even though last time about choked me out. So I'm thinking about some Gicarda. I want to get carbon fiber. But I'm thinking like maybe shred. I like shred carbon fiber, but I don't know. What do y'all think? What materials should I pick up? I could just use G10, just for starting out. I do have a black and gray, a pair of black and gray G10 that I bought with the ebony wood. And I plan on probably just stonewashing these. I don't think I'll do the acid stonewash unless I can get the um I said it before on another stream or my last stream or whatever, but I'm going to redo my um ferric like mix, if you will. So I'm going to dump the old one out, get a new batch made. Um I guess to try to see if I can reduce the yellowing thing cuz it's not rust, but I really don't know. Maybe I can Google it. Maybe somebody's figured it out. But I was also thinking because I'm using water, um, that's the reason. Maybe it's like inducing this like kind of rust thing. But I don't want to mix it with something else if it's gonna have a chemical reaction. You know what I mean? But anyways, problems for another time. Any micarta over G10 shred. Yeah. So I'm gonna stonewash these, and not that I don't think the satins will be bad or anything, but um I just prefer stonewash over everything. So any micartas. I kind of like that gray shark Gicarta that GL Hansen's got. But they have a lot of cool stuff. I'm gonna look into it more. But with the the stonewashing in mind, if I can get like crushed like this tight of a shred, that would be this would be very like pretty. Cuz this one is not as um tight. This one's more of like a uh there's another name for it. It's still shred, but it's more wavy looking than like crushed. Personally, I don't care for satin all that much. I dig at least a stonewash. Yeah, Ron, I'm diluting it because it's so I probably could just do the pure acid for like a minute and then wipe it. But I have it in like a 2-to-1 or a 1-to-1 ratio. I don't remember the ratio now. It's been some years, but it probably just needs to be new, like cleaned out and then or replaced. I'll look into it and figure it out. Lots of cool Jakarta. Yeah, it's very cool. I have that scrap aluminum. I could probably do aluminum handles, but they would be satin, satin though, because um, there's like stuff on the other side. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I think I have G10. I'm probably gonna do G10 on at least one of these, just so I can get a feel for what I want to do, because it's pretty inexpensive. Um, and if I mess up, it's whatever. But I don't want to like jump into carbon fiber and then ruin it. Which, if I take my time, it should be okay. But I practiced my hollows again this week just to make sure it wasn't just a lucky thing, beginner's luck. So hollows are still looking good. Um, really excited about getting the new belts because I got some high grits. So can I get some mammoth tusk on that fixie? No, I will not be jumping into exotics. Um, unless unless I get meteorite. No, but no, I'm not doing exotic materials yet. Um, but I was looking at Hawk's Nest and uh some other people who have crazy materials. My buddy, uh, Michael, he works in wild materials and handle materials and things like that. And he makes his own scales, so I could probably um, talk to him about getting some pretty wild uh, scales made because he does a really good job. Fix the tip on the Hadros. Nice, man. Dude, mammoth, meteorite, fixie. I definitely would do meteorite. Don't tempt me. Unless somebody wants to buy it for me, you know. I can get Damasteel as well. I can get like 3 feet of Damasteel or something like that. Thought about doing that just for giggles because why not? But I don't want to waste a lot of Damasteel because these don't fit quite the way I want them to. If I do them this way, I don't have a bandsaw, so I have to cut like with a Dremel. I have to go in there and cut it out. Which for these I drilled holes, but the metal, even on the 2-inch, is not quite wide enough. So I had to do them like this at an angle. That way I could do like that. If that makes sense. So it's something like that on the bar. Bar as metal. Did you say kryptonite? That'd be cool. Yeah. Damasteel would be nice. But I don't want to get too ahead of myself, so very nice. I'm still dreading this car or the Kydex stuff. I don't want to do it. Because the press itself is like it's like $150 for a Kydex press. But if you make it yourself, it's like I don't know, maybe $25. The foam is like $20. Then you just, get 2 pieces of wood and put hinges on it. There you go. So I'm thinking about doing that. Excuse me. Any name picked out yet? Not yet. I'm gonna call this one the V Dub. See if I can get Volkswagen to sue me. Vote winner. You know what I mean? But no names picked out yet. Excuse me. Why do I keep yawning? I think I want to go a different route with names. I don't think I want these to be dinosaur themed, just because I think I'm growing out of it. V Dub. Maybe I'll name him after Toy Story characters, just because I like Toy Story. Like, this is Woody. This one's Buzz. We'll call this one Slinky because it's long. Although if I go with Rex, then it's back on the dinosaurs. So there you go. It's full circle. Howdy, Josh. Yeah, I'm going to bring this down for sure. This is too wide for me. See that scribe line? You can see it. I'm going to knock it down to about right there. So, I'm sure everybody will know this, but if I just knock this down, it'll move this forward. This little notch will go probably about here, maybe. And then what that does is it'll move it up in your palm. So instead of hitting here, almost in the middle, or well, like 3/4 up, it'll be closer to here, like right under the knuckle. It'll be more comfortable because it'll be sloped up to here, if that makes sense. So it'll feel better ergonomically if I do that. Which, it feels pretty good now, but whoever's yawning, stop yawning. Jeez. So to me, cheapest material, cheapest steel, not a cheapskate. So you're the one making me yawn. Well, I'm not using the cheapest material. I mean, blade steel, that's for sure. Um, and even if I was, uh, it's still all on heat treat. Which I would only use a select type of steel. This is Pro Cut. Everything so far is Pro Cut. And it was recommended to me because it was good. You know, it grinds well. It heat treats very well. And you know, going into it, I didn't want to get anything too crazy. I would like to go with like S35 just because ease of maintenance and everything else is pretty great. I wanted to do AEBL, uh, just because I have fixed blades in AEBL and I really like it. So it has a really fine grain structure. Not you, my friend. I'm just curious if anyone knows. Just curious. Oh, my bad. Uh, cheapest handle material is probably just like G10 or wood, depending on the kind of wood. If you want like dense wood or whatever, but probably wood G10. I'm sure other places, depending on where you go, my card is cheapest steel is probably AEBL, I think. Um, I don't really know. Which, like I said, this isn't too expensive, but it's not the cheapest. But AEBL has a really good grain structure. I would like to work with in that, but you know. Oh, paracord wrap. I didn't even think of that. There you go, paracord. That's so smart. Yeah, I would. I love AEBL. I have one of my fixed blades is in AEBL, and every time I carry it, it bites me. Don't know. It doesn't like me at all, but and they're not like little bites. Like they're. Last time I stabbed my palm, so I put it away. I put it in timeout for a little bit. Yeah, there's definitely good. There's a lot of options for sure, though. But I mean, if you just want to try this stuff, then yeah, I mean, you want to get something that's not gonna break the bank, but is obviously going to last. In use. So but this does grind well. Um, the roughest belt I have right now is a 40 grit, and I ordered some 36. Um, I ordered a bunch of belts. So, it's it's pretty nice. I chamfered all the holes. What are you doing? Nice, nice. Yeah, I see a lot of people using it. A lot more people using it. I won't say everybody. Uh, Obviously we know Shane uses it. I saw Aries got some, and then uh, who else? Who else had some? There was some other big maker who had bought some uh recently. I think it was like, I could be very wrong. Pretty sure it was Tough Thumbs. Um, but I'm pretty sure it was somebody like that. Where can we buy a Mallery Fixie? Oh, as of now, nowhere yet. Um, when I do get them like finished, or I guess it all depends on when I get Scuba Steve. Damn you. Guess it depends on if I do Kydex sheaths. I really don't want to do Kydex. I might just find somebody to do it for me. Too lazy. But I guess after I do Kydex sheaths, then like I said, I'll make an announcement everywhere and just say, hey, these are going up, and then whatever it doesn't make it, um, I'll see what happens with those, but it all depends on how I am after heat treat because there's still a lot of stuff to do. How I pin the handles in, whether I want to do Corby bolts, removable screws, pinned, um, and of course, my main thing is the grinds. I want my grinds to be like really well done. Like handles could go any one or two ways, doesn't really matter to me. Um like I know I can sit there and hand sand, you know, my handles and get all my little, none of my knives have any chamfers really. But anyways, I know I can sit there and chamfer everything and take my time with the handle materials. So I'm not worried about that. I'll get those very nice. Um but my main thing is just getting the grinds in, getting the muscle memory. Um you know, just good grinds, good cutting performance, and not ruining the temper, you know. So so yeah. The only thing I hate is like all these other little scratches too. Like that. Like where did this even come from? I looked into getting a stamp for my logo because I'm not buying a laser. Those things are way too expensive. Um, I could ask. There's a local jeweler who does like he's a silversmith. I'm pretty sure he would have a laser. I could ask him. Good night, Ron. I could ask him if he could do the laser work. We've spoken in the past because his shop is basically an old school forge. I mean, it's like a huge in the background or behind his counter or whatever, his work area. It's a huge like brick oven, almost like a pizza oven, but it's like a forge. And then he's got like an anvil and he's got like all kinds of cool stuff. And then but he's a gemsmith, so or a silversmith or whatever. So I was thinking about asking him to just do the engraving, but then somebody sent me a link for the stamps, and it's like $140 for the one that I want or for the size that I want because I got it quoted. But then I have to buy a sledgehammer because all I have is like a little hammer, and then I have like a normal like carpenter hammer with but it's got a knurled face. I don't have like just a, so I get like a flat face hammer. That way I can just bink. So I'm debating on if I want to buy that, which I do, but because it's either that or pay every time I want to get something lasered or pay shipping and then all that. It's a bunch of hoopla. It's a lot of thinking going on. I don't like it. A lot of ifs. But eventually you got to get it done. What's up, Leatherworks? Luxrex does an acid edge logo. Oh yeah, I could do that too, but you have to get like the power supply, and I'm very prone to shocking myself. Uh, but yeah, that is pretty cool. I could do that too. I was talking to Aries about that. He was telling me about his setup. Paul, howdy. I don't know if I said hello to you, but hello, sir. Hadros Hawkbill Fixie would be pretty sweet. Could be a neck knife size or same as the folder, bigger thoughts. I'm probably gonna leave the Hadros alone. Uh, because I'm doing the V2s now. Baptism, hello. Power supply would be cheaper than the stamp. Yeah, but is that gonna protect me from shocking myself? Because then you got to buy the what is it? The electrolytes. I just drank 46 beers. Got my kids ready for school at 4 hours. Jesus. 46 is a lot. I'm just saying. Ugh. Talk to me. I enjoyed a few, but I'm also enjoying the community a lot tonight. Ah, I'm glad it's not 46. Yeah, that's a lot. So in other news, I'm getting the H2O prototypes. There's only two. They're on their way to me. Um, and as far as tracking went, it said it was in El Cuco manga. What is it? El Cucamongo, Cuco Rancho, the Cuckoo Tree, somewhere in California. Nobody tell me. Hold on, I got it. Paste. Track. Okay, I guess it doesn't want to show me, but it's in El Cucamongo, Rancho Cucamongo. I was close. Yeah, I don't know where I was getting the L part from. La cucaracha. That's where I was getting it from. La cucaracha. Rancho Cucamonga, baby. Chupacabra. El chupacabra. I was close. El Nino, which is Spanish for the Nino. Doing some straight up Breaking Bad knife making. They make knives in Breaking Bad? I've not seen that show. RC is shady. Looks nice, but it's sketchy. Oh, I was like, what's RC? I thought you were talking about like the little toy car. Just meth. I drink for flavor, not addiction. If the demon wants to taste, I will say no. Yeah, they have I mean it's obviously not the same, but they have non-alcoholic beers. I'm sure they don't taste great, but they're there. Just saying. Well, all right, y'all. I don't really have anything else to announce. I don't think. But yeah. So hopefully my next announcement will be these have been shipped off to for heat treat, and then maybe depending on how fast the H2Os get here, maybe I'll have that this week. I hope, fingers crossed. But yeah. Any final questions? Now I want an RC Cola. I've never had one of those. What got you into tattoos and knives? What's the inspiration? Well, the tattoo. So, all right, this one, funny enough. When I got this done, my artist, she was like, "It's a claw, right?" I was like, "No, it's not a claw. It's my logo." She's like, "Oh." But they had the claw. That's what it was called, the claw. So, and then when people look at it, they're like, even with my logos on my shirts and stuff like that, they're like, "What is this?" Like, it's my logo. Oh, there's that. The snake because I have snakes, and why not? And then the knife because we all have knife tattoos. Why not? None of my tattoos mean anything. So there's that. And knives because they're cool. Why drums? I like the drums. That's about it. Good night, Stevie. Yeah, I like the drums. I don't know why. I think because my dad and my brother played guitar. Somebody needed to be the drummer, so I was like, I'll do it. Here comes the claw, the claw. That looks like the Red Dragon painting from William Blake. Never seen the Red Dragon painting. If you could become a female platypus for 24 hours, what would be the first thing you do? Maddie, what's wrong with you, bro? I would lay an egg, right? Oh, yeah, or that. Stab somebody with your claw. I still think I'd lay an egg, but. See you later, NFK. Take care. Right. Would you rather? Okay. All right, I think we'll call it there. I appreciate you guys and gals. I'll look them up because I do like art, obviously. So I'll look them up for sure. William Blake. William Blake paintings. He's English. I'm just kidding. Well, thank you. If you add an F to art, it becomes fart. All right. Thank you guys for watching the stream. I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate the input as well on everything. Take care, and I'll see y'all later. Good night, y'all.